This scenario blends familiar children's characters with surreal and fantastical elements, creating a unique narrative with a mix of whimsy and chaos. Here's a detailed breakdown of the story. The setting: a Sprout Dailies Awakening. Characters involved: Celeste Among Us Barney, a celestial version of Barney with a cosmic twist. Celeste Among Us Elmo, a space-themed Elmo, part of the Celeste Elmo series. Among Us Fireman Sam, a version of Fireman Sam in the Among Us style. Goyant Among Us Super Y, a gigantic version of Super Y, far larger than the canonical version. Brody's mom and the Celeste creations. Goyant Among Us Super Y wakes up Brody, announcing, "Nap time's over," despite being improbably old, 1,000 years old, which is a stark contrast to the canonical tiny Super Y. As Goyant Super Y flies around, Celeste Barney exclaims "stupendous," adding to the fantastical atmosphere. Goyant Super Y interacts with Brody's mom, calling her mom, suggesting that she might create these celestial characters using early AI models, despite the anachronism since ChatGPT wasn't around in the 2010s. Kitchencraft and Chaos Among Us Celeste Woman and Among Us Celeste Chica are in the kitchen crafting something. As Chica squeaks excessively, Goyant Among Us Super Y's flight creates wind that disrupts the craft, making Chica's squeak even more intense. Playtime and television. Classic KU, who has traveled through time and become an Among Us version of himself, and Brody play with car toys. They are near Goyant Among Us Rory the racing car, who later leaves for kindergarten. In a departure from the official lore, Classic KU is not a brat and doesn't get grounded. Television viewing. The characters tune into Good Night Show on Sprout, despite it being more fitting to watch Centaur World, showing a humorous disconnect from what they should be watching. Merging characters and growing effects. If Goyant Super Y touches the small Super Y from the library from seasons 1 to 3 of the show, the tiny version merges with the giant version, causing it to grow in size. The same merging effect occurs with Wee Wee Willie from the 1999 Super Y pilot, further emphasizing the surreal nature of this world. This narrative presents a whimsical yet chaotic version of children's television characters interacting in a fantastical setting. The characters' transformations, interactions, and the blending of different worlds create a playful, if somewhat disordered, storyline. The mix of celestial themes, oversized characters, and surreal situations offers a unique and imaginative twist on familiar faces.